The sun rose and I quickly changed after a shower. I was overexcited now that I'm going to college after long. I mean, duh, who would be excited for mental torture, but I still like the feel of it. I do acknowledge the pending assignments, the missed lectures, and the upcoming exams. And I also do know I'm short on attendance. But then again, I have a filthy rich hubby. The breakfast was silent, and what more is the mob didn't question my dressing. I was wearing a skirt. A damn skirt and an off-shoulder top, but he didn't say a word. I wouldn't deny the fact that I'm deliberately trying to catch his attention. I low-key wanted him to punish me, but I won't even admit the fact. That's how much I love his little punishments. During the car ride, I looked outside most of the time. The weather was extraordinarily awesome. After all, it was my favorite time of the year, spring. I smiled all to myself about the soft breeze, the flowery scent everyone and the crystal sky. It felt too good to be true, but heck it was. At evening, Jimin came to pick me up, and we stopped by an ice cream parlor too. Since I had a lot of pending work, I was engulfed in it by dinner, and when I realized the time, I gasped. It was already 9 and Jungkook wasn't home. He usually come home by 7. That's strange. Maybe he got a lot of work to do. I had dinner with Jimin, but the silence was disturbing. Jimin was worried too. I could feel it. Everything was okay a few hours earlier. I did wonder what happened now, but when I asked about it, he said it's time for bed. After my bedtime routine, that includes a shower, changing into my pajamas, and skincare, I was in bed. But Jungkook still wasn't home, and it was already past 10. I have told him several times to stop killing people, but his mafia job is all about killing. Please God, don't let anything bad happen to my husband. I heard the horn of a car, and moments later, someone was being carried inside and I froze. Jungkook? Covered in blood, while Leo, his bodyguard, was carrying one hand around his neck and the other around his waist, and I stopped breathing. I hadn't felt that fear for so long, fear of losing someone, and I ran downstairs and right in his arms, shaking him all over. I could feel tears trickling down my cheeks and tremors in my body. Jimin tried to pull me away, but I refused. Coating myself in his blood, this wasn't how I supposed my punishment would be. He whispered before his body went limp and I caught him. Love, I'm okay. Wayan, a weak voice called your name. With that, Jungkook fainted in your arms. You fell on your knees handling his body, and a scream escaped your mouth. Jungkook! Tears started to stream down your eyes like river, and Jimin quickly supported Jungkook's body along with one of the guards and carried him to the bedroom. You followed behind, taking small weak steps. Still tears started flowing down your eyes. Jimin laid his body on the bed. Your own clothes were bloody too. You rushed towards Jungkook, who was breathing unsteadily, sweating along with it. His heavy breath made you cry even more. A yell came from behind. Hell! Why isn't the doctor picking up? Jimin clenched the phone in his hands and the realization hit you. It wasn't the right time to cry. You were a medical student and you can save him. His life depended on me. You quickly wipe your tears with the backside of your hand. Jimin called someone. Hello, I need an ambulance. You cut him off. No need, Jimin. I'll do it. Jimin gave you a look in disbelief. But why and how can you? He needs help right now. Look at his state. Jimin snapped at you, pointing at Jungkook. I said I can save him and I'll do it. Jimin harshly gulped but still gave a nod. I need the box, first aid box. You pointed to the wardrobe. Jimin searched for it and you looked into Jungkook's wounds. Without thinking much, you unbuttoned his shirt. He had a gunshot on his shoulder. However, there was also other wounds on his abs. Looking down, he had a gunshot on his thigh too. Without thinking much, you slid off his pants, leaving him in boxers only. Jungkook's knee was completely scratched off and his left palm had a deep cut in it. You analyzed all the wounds by the time Jimin bought you the kit. Jimin, I need these quickly. You scribbled something on a paper and handed it to him. Jimin immediately rushed out while you focused on his wounds. You took out the bullet using the tweezers again. Then, after using antiseptic spray, you bandaged the gun wounds, leaving only the scratches and cuts. After a while, his breathing was becoming normal. You let out a sigh in relief as you sat on the bed while Jimin leaned with the wall slowly crouching down. Jimin, you go. Take some rest. I'll take care of him. Looking at the desperation in your eyes, Jimin left the two of you alone. He didn't leave the house. Instead, he went to the guest room. He stayed in case you needed something urgent. Jungkook's health still wasn't stable. You burst out crying as Jimin left the room. Yeah, what's with you? Why do you keep getting shot, huh? Don't you ever think about anyone else, you selfish man? All those memories flashed back at you. The time he took care of you, then him chasing you with pickup lines and cheesy names. Even though Jungkook had anger issues, he still cared for you. Even though you knew you were his obsession, you still started to grow feelings for him. The cute little moments between you and him made your heart flatter all the time. Him treating you like a precious jewel and babying you around didn't go unnoticed by you. Even though he never used words to express his love, but I say it all, don't they? Seeing JK at the verge of death, your heart felt a huge sting. A heavy obstacle which stopped your breathing. Jungkook was just like your air. You can't breathe without him. Whatever he did to you, you still love him. Every time you felt weak under his gaze, his care gave you butterflies. While those nicknames made you blush, this man surely has some power over you. No matter how much you try to deny, you still love him. The night passed by as you kept on crying and weeping, not knowing why, but still you did. The next morning, Jungkook opened his eyes. His whole body ached as he groaned in pain, massaging his forehead with his needled hand. Just then, he felt a weight on his left arm. Lifting his head up, he saw you sleeping while hugging his waist of almost naked Jungkook. Knitting his brows in confusion, Jungkook ran his gaze around his body, which was wrapped in bandages. Jungkook let out a sigh as he looked at your tiny figure curled up in a ball hugging him. A soft smile tugged on the corner of his lips as he kissed your forehead. You woke up feeling movement. Morning, princess. Later that day, Jungkook, were you out for killing? Jimin asked. He went to kill someone? Your feet froze to the ground as your grip around the tray tightened. You bit the corner of your lips harshly as tears formed in your eyes. I thought he changed. A lump formed in your throat as your hands started shaking. You still stood outside the room waiting for the answer like a trembling figure. Getting no answer from Jungkook, Jimin asked again. Yeah, you killed Kai, right? Jungkook let out a heavy sigh as he spoke up, making you sigh in relief. No, I handed him to the cops. Jimin's eyes widened as he yelled at him. Cops, are you for real? First, you went to fight him all alone, and above that, you didn't even kill him? You know by yourself that he can run away easily. What will happen then? Whatever Jimin was saying was right, but when Jungkook picked up the gun to shoot him, he couldn't. Your face came into his mind, making him unable to shoot. Love made him like that. Jimin, you know by yourself that YN doesn't like it when I kill people. Your eyes lit up as you heard him saying that. He didn't kill because of me? Jimin inhaled a sharp breath. So what are you going to do? Jungkook shook his head. I don't know. That's when you knocked on the door and came inside. Jimin patted Jungkook's shoulder. I'll handle by myself. Jungkook gave a nod and Jimin left the room wishing him good health. Jungkook's eyes sparkled as you brought him breakfast. Without saying anything, you sat beside him and placed the tray on the side table. Jungkook tried to sit as you fixed the pillow behind him to lean on. You took the tray in your hands and placed it in your lap. Taking a spoonful of soup, you blew on it and brought it near his mouth. Like an obedient child, Jungkook silently ate and drank it all as he kept smiling cheekily as you fed him. As you were done, you placed the tablets on his palm and handed him a glass of water as he ate them without saying anything. Days passed by like that. You would accompany him the whole day and change his band-aids at night. Jungkook was enjoying your care, your affection and your company. You couldn't go to college those few days because of Jungkook, but you didn't feel bad about it, as Jungkook also didn't go to office when you got injured. You just took a shower when your phone started ringing. You picked it up seeing the caller ID. It was Rachel. "Vienna!" she yelled from the other side, making you giggle. "What happened? You sound so happy." Rachel let out a soft chuckle. "Something." You knitted your brows. "Something like?" Rachel let out a chuckle again. "Well, I don't know." You smiled, crouching your brows. "What do you mean by you don't know? What are you hiding?" Rachel cleared her thought. "Well, last night," you hummed, indicating her to proceed further. "Can't you just get it yourself?" "Rachel, stop fooling around. Say it already." "Me and Jin, we slept together," Rachel said excitedly, giggling. However, on the other hand, your face turned like a tomato. "What? You meant just sleeping, right?" Rachel let out a chuckle. "Yeah, Pabo, I meant that sleeping." You harshly gulped as your cheeks started heating up. "How did it happen?" you asked nervously. "Well, it all started from a kiss, and one thing led to another, and then you awkwardly smiled. Let me tell you something more. Right now, he's making lunch for both of us while I'm lying on the bed." Rachel giggled. You smiled a little. "Good for you then." He's here. I'm hanging up then. Bye-bye. Take care. Take care, you too. With that, you hanged up the call. Just then, Jungkook came in the room. "Hey, where did you go?" you asked worriedly, and Jungkook stretched out a plastic bag, passing a huge smile. "What's that?" You took it from him, and your eyes lit up to see what was in it. "Ice cream?" Jungkook chuckled at your cute reaction and went to the wardrobe. "I'll go change." You sat on the bed, crossing your legs, placing the ice cream box in front of you. Jungkook went to the restroom to change, and by the time he came back, you were already finished. His lips parted in shock. "You ate it all?" You giggled, giving a slight nod, but then a smirk overtook his face. Your lips became choco-brownish as you ate chocolate-flavored ice cream. "Where is mine?" Jungkook asked, crossing his arms over his chest. "Oops!" You gave a cheeky smile. Jungkook smirked even widely. "I'll take mine then." The next moment, you were pinned to the bed with Jungkook's lips on yours. Your eyes widened in utter shock. His eyes were closed as his hands were pinning your both wrists to the bed. Tried to move, but his whole body was pressing onto yours, making you unable to move. His lips moved in a very slow pace, sucking each bit of your lips. "I would rather mix it than share it," Jungkook said during the kiss, forming a knot in your stomach. "Kiss me back, love," Jungkook said, sliding his tongue in your mouth, and you finally lost it. You kissed him back. As Jungkook didn't find you struggling under him, he slowly let go of your wrist as his hands cupped your face. After having a quite long kissing moment, Jungkook traveled down to your jaw, to your neck, sucking your sweet spot, earning moans which were quite a turn-on for him. Every time he sucked on your neck, leaving open-mouthed kisses, you arched your back at the heavenly feeling. He was beautifully controlling you. Marking your neck, he started painting your collarbones. After having a complete makeout session, Jungkook slowly moved back from you. You were panting heavily, catching up your breath. Jungkook side-hugged your tiny waist and nuzzled his face in your neck as he left a soft peck. "Let's stay like this for a while," Jungkook whispered, closing his eyes and snuggled himself more into your tiny figure. You didn't say anything, as you could hear only his breathing sounds in the silent room. Please subscribe and thank you for watching.